Hello, welcome back. Today I've got 10 questions you can ask when you meet somebody new. You know that first moment you've just met somebody. Maybe it's a work party, maybe it's a date, maybe you're at a party and your friends' friends are there and you're talking to them for the first time. That moment where you've just met somebody new for the first time and you don't know what to ask. So I've got 10 questions here today that could help you make conversation. Question number one is so important. You know, sometimes you've been talking for a while and then you realize you forgot to ask the person's name. So embarrassing, isn't it? So what you say is, sorry, I didn't catch your name. Sorry, I didn't catch your name. It's not literally a question, but it is a question at the same time. So, sorry, I didn't catch your name. Number two is, do you live around here? Do you live around here? You're asking whether that person lives in that area, if it's close to the place where you are. Do you live around here? Number three, this question, sometimes we really want to ask that. If you're having a great conversation, the conversation is flowing, and you want to ask about the person's job, then you say, what do you do? What do you do? When you say, what do you do? What do you do for work? Or if you don't work, do you study as your main activity? So we say, what do you do? That person might ask you where you're from, right? Based on your accent, the way you're speaking, which is not a problem. It's not a reason for us to feel bad because we are not from that country. We are from Brazil. Well, I don't know if you're from Brazil, but I am from Brazil. And a lot of people that watch me are from Brazil. So, you know, this question might come up that they will ask you where you're from. And you can say, I'm from Brazil, actually. Have you been? So, you're not just answering, I'm from Brazil, the end, then you can't make conversation. You're answering and you're asking something back. So you say, I'm from Brazil, actually. Have you been? Have you been is, have you ever been to Brazil in your life? So you just say, have you been? And that gives room to more conversation because Brazil, if you are from Brazil like me, tends to be a good topic for conversation, I've noticed. And they might say, no, I haven't. I'd love to go. That's normally what they say, actually. Then you can say, what do you imagine it to be like? What do you imagine it to be like? What do you imagine it to be like? Or how do you imagine it to be? How do you imagine it to be? Again, can you see how with simple questions you are making that conversation happen more naturally and in a more relaxed way, which is always a good idea. And if you're still talking about Brazil and the fact, or whatever country you're from, the fact that you're not from that country, you can say, do you have a lot of friends from abroad? Do you have a lot of friends from abroad, from a different country? Do you have a lot of friends from abroad? And then they'll be like, oh, yeah, I got a Spanish friend, Italian, Portuguese, all sorts. If you're in London, that's probably going to happen. You're still talking about traveling, people that are from abroad, so you can say, do you travel a lot? Do you travel a lot? Again, you're giving room to such a great topic because if the person travels, oh my God, they're going to be talking non-stop because people that love to travel, normally they've got great stories and they like to share them. So what you say is, do you travel a lot? Supposedly you're meeting, it's a party at a pub or a restaurant or like a place and you can say, is it your first time here? I don't know if the friend is there or here, but I seem to be looking at both sides. But what you can say is it your first time here? And if you are living outside of Brazil, they will probably ask you whether you like living there. And you can say, I'm not sure I love the weather, do you? See, it's a great way to ask a question that it's fun, informal and not so obvious as well. So I'm not sure I love the weather here. Do you? Do you? And they'll probably laugh because really, who does? Since you're talking about the weather, you could say, if that's the case for you. If it's not, then you adapt, okay? You can say, I'm totally a summer person. What about you? Or I'm totally a winter person. What about you? So you say something about yourself and automatically you give room for that person to say something about them because it's a conversation, right? Two people talking, two or more, not a monologue, right? That's it. I really hope these questions will help you guys next time you meet somebody new and you don't know what to say. Let me know in the comments down below if you have used one of those questions, if you think they're useful, if you don't like them. I don't know. Talk to me. Let's talk about this. See you all next time. Thank you. Bye.